One of the things that faces us as a society is a little thing called FOMO. It stands for fear of missing out, and sociologists have determined that this is a very real thing. It's this idea that somewhere, wherever I'm not, somewhere something exciting is happening and I'm missing out on it, and that causes us anxiety and fear. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Everybody that I know right now is Zooming. They're using that little app on their phone or on their computer called Zoom, where they are video conferencing for meetings, for gatherings, for all kinds of stuff together. Everybody, that is, except for me. I want to see what I'm missing out, so I decided to have a Zoom meeting. But who can I call? In our Zoom meeting, we talked about a lot of stuff. It really went kind of well, considering. We talked about how life in general is going. We talked about families. We talked about how things were going. We talked about ministry, how things are really crazy in this world we live in. I mean, everybody's wearing masks and gloves, and there's all this social distancing. We talked about a lot of books. We talked about some of my favorite books. Some of my favorites are anything by C.S. Lewis, or and my absolute favorite fiction of all times is Lord of the Rings. Those are absolutely incredible. But we also talked about books that we're reading right now. And I just wanted to share with you a couple that I'm reading right now. One of them that I'm reading is a book about my personality type, about the Enneagram. It's a personality profile that has 9 different flavors, so to speak, and I have determined, I think, that I'm a type 1. And so I got this book about type 1s, and I've decided to read it. But they have a book about every single type type 1 through 9. All 9 of them, and I'm looking forward to reading all of them so I can better understand you guys too. However, another book that I'm reading about, and you'll see some of this on my website later this week, is a book called He's God and We're Not. A book about developing depth in our spiritual relationship with God, and 7 basic laws that he has instituted through the pages of Scripture to determine our spiritual aptitude and to see how we're growing. So we talked about all those kind of things. Then there was one guy who just wouldn't shut up about coffee. We also talked about things like Ozark Christian College's Next Level courses. Now, I've sent out a couple of those to you on the last couple of emails that we've sent out, one of which is a course on the book of Hebrews, which pairs well with our sermon series that we're studying right now. The other one is a series of lessons on the Sermon on the Mount called Your Kingdom Come. Your Kingdom Come is by Jim Dalrymple, and the Hebrew series is by Chad Ragsdale, both of which are professors at Ozark Christian College, and they do a phenomenal job of putting those things together for you. But, church, I know that this week has been a difficult one. It was Easter. We didn't get to meet together. We met apart. And it struck me very, very pointedly this week as I was sitting here in the church building, and I was thinking, we have a big empty room. And then I realized that we're celebrating an empty tomb. And that's important. It's important that we remember that. And so I want to encourage you to share the hope of that empty tomb this week. Share the hope that comes from the resurrection. I want you to take the time this week to call somebody. Maybe FaceTime them or Zoom them. It's a fun little app, let me tell you. Send a text message, maybe over Facebook or even an email. Or if you really want to go old school, send a card. I got a card this week from somebody in our church it just lit my whole day up. It was absolutely incredible. Hopefully, church, it won't be much longer before we get to meet together again. But what I want you to know is that in the meantime, we do have a solid hope. We have a sure foundation. His name is Jesus Christ, and he is greater than anything that this world can throw at us. Church, be the church this week beyond these walls. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Take two. Don't laugh. Okay. Take two.